rule of thumb or anything.
Yeah.
Yo.
You know?
You like
Daddy?
Ali Olio? Did you say daddy?
My pronouns are red, white, and blue.
Based, but you said daddy, so I don't know if you're based. You're probably not.
That wasn't me. That was my girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
What? Put her on the mic. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
She doesn't want to talk to you, bro. You're a geek.
No, that's not true.
She only wants to talk to me.
Okay, put her on the mic.
Her big daddy.
The big daddy.
Put her on the mic. Let's go. Want to hear her call me daddy?
Why you though?
What do you mean? So I can get off?
What if she has a dick?
What?
What if she has a dick?
She doesn't.
Whoa, are you a fascist? Are you right wing?
I'm just saying. What if my girlfriend has a dick?
Yeah, I'm saying, are you like super far right?
No, I'm not. I'm not. I mean, I'm on the right, but I'm not far right.
Oh, well then I would say that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you're dating a cat
The far
girl
right
and a cat
people and the
boy-
far left.
Yeah, they like cat girls and cat boys.
The far right people are the same as the people on the far left. They just want different things by using the same means of execution.
Horseshoe
Oh,
theory.
yeah, maybe in a sense, but they're also all into femboys, you know. So
Okay, so
It
you're
makes
you're not far right enough to be into femboys. So that's why your girlfriend doesn't have a dick.
yeah. Anyways,
Yeah, so what do you want to talk about?
I
Solid?
don't care a ton about. I don't know.
Okay. What
About
did you
those gas
join?
prices.
What?
What about those gas prices?
Um, yeah, the president doesn't control gas prices.
I know, bro. I'm not one of those weird people who blames the president about gas prices. I
I'm
like
just kidding, I'm
I like the gas prices being high.
Yeah?
I made 125% on oil stocks in like 2 weeks.
Based?
So I'm opportunistic when it comes to making money. I'm not one of those people who are like, oh, the Democrats are fucking up the country. I look at it as the Democrats are fucking up the country. How can I make money? That's how I see it.
I see.
I don't.
Outside of oil stocks.
like if I had the same mindset.
Yeah.
You said what?
Outside of oil stocks, what else are you buying?
If I don't have oil stocks anymore. Now I just have blue chips.
Oh, okay.
I was just swing trading.
Oil
I was
stocks
just
have not been.
I was just swing trading the oil when gas was like skyrocketing.
Oh, I see. Swing
So,
trading.
but yeah, if I had the same opportunistic mindset, I would have just loaded up on Pfizer and Moderna during COVID. I would be like, oh my God, everyone has to wear a mask and take the Trump juice, and I would have just been getting paid
So why didn't you?
because I didn't have the same mindset.
Oh.
I was a Republican then, so I was like, those goddamn dirty Democrats are blah blah. blah. Or I could
It has
just
to do with
not pick a side and make money regardless of what's happening.
How long have you been trading?
Probably a year, so not long term. My main method of making money is going to be through rental properties.
Oh, based
So
on
that's
landlord.
kinda what I'm working
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
I mean, I guess I wouldn't manage the tenants, so I guess I wouldn't be a landlord. I would just be an owner of a house. I have a property management team
yeah. Oh, okay.
that I would have them manage my property. I don't want to deal with tenants. It's not
Okay.
really. I don't want to be like Tyrone, the rent's due, and then I take one to the chest. It's not really. It's
well,
not that serious.
you're investing in low income housing. There's your problem.
No, that was just an example. I mean,
Oh.
I don't want to take one to the chest for anybody. I mean, I did think about Section 8, and I mean, it's guaranteed
What?
income. But the only issue with Section 8
No, you
investing.
don't want to do that. Trust me, that is a headache. You don't want to do that.
I mean, depends on how much knowledge you have. So, I mean,
I
you can
guess
do
so.
things
Maybe
that
I'm just ignorant.
you can
but
have
I
like a, so you can have like a home warranty, where basically,
Mhm.
you know, if they fuck up your property, the insurance company's gonna pay for that. Also, you can do. I mean, it's guaranteed income. So, and the thing is the people in Section 8, there are like, you know, some bad apples, but some of them just don't want to lose their voucher. So I mean, it's in their worst interest for them to basically fuck up your property because then you get in contact with their Section 8 counselor, and then they get kicked off of Section 8, and they have to be on the waiting list. And there's more people in America who need Section 8 than are on Section 8. So if you get kicked off of Section 8,
True.
you may not ever get that shit ever again. And Section 8 pays like a majority of your rent. and they pay a portion of your utilities.
How much is it
So
worth?
I mean,
Like on average.
depends on the voucher in the area. It's state by state.
Mm-hmm.
So
What about in your state?
I haven't looked because I wasn't gonna invest in my state. I was gonna invest in other states on the country.
Gotcha.
So, like, I'm looking to invest in Georgia, Indiana, South Dakota, Idaho, Florida, North Carolina. Just kind of all over. I'm just looking everywhere because people are like, "Oh, there's all the houses are too expensive in the housing market," and blah 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 blah. And yeah, if you live in a ginormous U.S. city, it is getting way too expensive.
Yeah.
But there's starter homes you can get for 150K. It's just not in a fucking city with 800,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
But like Sioux Falls, South Dakota, you can get houses there for like 200 grand or less than 200 grand.
Yeah, that's amazing. Like really big houses, right? Like 4 rooms, 2 bathrooms, thing like that.
Yeah, so let me pull up my. Yeah, I'm just gonna get on my phone right quick because I have like one of my realtors. She sends me deals like off market stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna look.
Well, I mean, prices, it's always relative to the interest rate. So, I wouldn't only look at price, obviously.
Yeah, so this house is 3 bed, 1 bath, $170,000. It's in Sioux Falls.
Nice. Does it say how many square feet?
This bed is 1,300 square feet, including basement.
Okay.
So this house is $283,000, and it's 2,000 square feet, and it is 4 bed, 3 bath. Let's see. This one is 165,000, 3 bed, 1 bath.
Jeez. It's so cheap.
It has
yeah.
room. Yeah, it just depends on where you live.
Yep.
So this one is 148,000. This is. This is in Sioux Falls. Yeah, you just gotta know where to look. $192,000. $195. Yeah, you just gotta know where to look. 140. I mean, granted, there are expensive houses in every state.
Of course.
So, like, there are houses that are $500,000, even in South Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
Or Indiana, or wherever the fuck.
Yeah. It's like Donald Trump said, location, location, location.
Yeah, but a lot of people are enamored with the city life, so that's why they end up paying all these. Because if you go to Zillow, there's like houses and they have like 3,000 views. So a part of it, because people are like, oh, all the investors are buying up all the properties, and yeah, I mean, some investors are buying up neighborhoods and shit, but also like people were competing for houses, so it's gonna bring the price up.
Mm-hmm.
If a bullshit house has like 5,000 views, the price is gonna go up.
Yeah.
So like all 5,000 of those people aren't billion-dollar hedge fund companies. I mean, some of them might be, but a lot of them are just average, normal, middle-class people.
Well, have you seen I mean, like, obviously prices are coming down, but have you seen a decline in sales after the interest rate was raised?
Are you talking about me?
Yeah.
Well, I don't like sell any houses.
Oh.
So like some of the people, some of the realtors I know, they've said like they've seen things be on Zillow a little bit longer, which means like price reductions because people, when they get desperate, they start cutting down on the price.
Yep.
Because if you're selling a house, the price is like the biggest thing you can control. You can't change the location. You can't pick the house up and take it somewhere else. But I'm looking to do seller finance, if you're familiar with that term.
Seller finance. I mean,
Yeah.
sounds like you connect the seller with the bank.
Well, actually, the seller becomes the bank. So I find, say the house I just mentioned, $195,000. I find a desperate seller or a distressed seller, and then I say, all right, I can pay you. You've had your house on Zillow for 200 days, and the highest bid that you've gotten is $190,000. Well, I'm willing to offer you. I'll pay you whatever price you want, but you have to give me the terms that I want. The terms being payments. So if you let's say they're like, oh, well, I listed it for 195,000, but I want 205. Okay, I'll give you 205. You just have to give me monthly payments at 0% interest.
Nice.
And I do that. And the only way, I mean, you have to find distressed sellers. So if they're not distressed, then it's not really going to matter. You have to find people who are desperate. So either they're in a divorce, or their holding costs are getting too high, or there's a recession. Because, people talk about this recession talk, or the interest rates are going up, or they lost their job, or COVID, or something, they had a disability in the family, or
So wait.
I don't know.
So they want, like, let's say 205, you give them 205, but you pay them over, what, 20 years at 0%?
Or however long we structure it. So it could be 20 years, it could be 15, and then a balloon payment. So basically, we would do the seller finance for 15 years, and then in 15 years, what's ever left, I would give them a payment. So let's say we do 205, and in 15 years, I owe 50,000. I give them a paycheck for 50,000 in 15 years. Or we can do 30 years. But you have to find people who are down on their luck. I mean, if the house is really nice, and they're not down on their, but there's millions of people who are down on their luck. There's houses that foreclose every day. So, and if there's a recession, it makes it even easier, because everyone will be a distressed seller. Everyone's losing equity, because most people just buy houses just because the shit looks nice. A lot of them don't consider their finances. I mean, if they can afford it, they think that, oh, well, they should buy it. They don't think like long term. And then there's things you can do called subject to, where basically, let's say there's a recession and your house is underwater. Are you familiar with that term?
It's underwater.
Yeah.
Just define that real quick.
That means like you owe more on the house than what it's worth.
Okay. Yeah.
So that happened a lot of people that happened to in 2008, which means like seller finance was super easy.
Yeah.
Or it made it a lot easier. So subject to would be I come along and say, your mortgage is $200,000, but your house is only worth $120,000.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you $200,000. Or no, actually, subject to would be, you're gonna keep the debt, and I'm gonna own the house, and I'll make the payments on your behalf.
Okay.
You don't have to worry about the mortgage payments. I'll make those payments on your behalf, and I own the property. So that's subject to, and then seller finance is the other thing.
Wait, so let me understand. So I guess you're just gaining the equity. From that point on, he's just paying equity, and you're gaining all that equity. Is that the idea?
Well, yeah, I take the debt that they have, and then I basically make the payments to the bank for them, and I own the property.
Okay, gotcha.
So, and that gets even easier the worse the economy gets, because people are like, oh shit, I can't pay. Or if they have distress, once again, they lose their family, or not family, but they lose their job, or they get a divorce, or COVID happens, or something crazy like that. But with seller finance, you can negotiate fucking anything. So let's say you go to a seller, you want to do seller finance. The seller finance is when they've paid their house off completely, so there is no debt. So let's say you go to them and they're like, hey, I want a $20,000 down payment, and then the rest we can do seller finance. Well, if you don't have $20,000, you can be like, hey, we can negotiate this, and in 6 months from today, I'll give you $10,000, and 6 months from there, I'll give you another $10,000.
Right.
Or you could just be like, all right, I'll give you 10 today, and then at a year, I'll give you 10 after that. Or whatever. Or you could just say, well, I'll give you 70% of 200,000, and then we'll seller finance the other 30%. There's a lot of different ways you can do.
So like, how much does it cost you to like set up a contract like this? You got to go through the notary and shit. Like after.
You just have to work with an attorney.
Yeah.
And set it up legally, so it's not just like
of course
text messages or word of mouth. That way, you're not fucking them over, and they're not fucking you over.
Right. So like after all those fees are done, like how much does that cost you, the attorney?
I don't know. I'm still working on getting that set up because I haven't done it yet.
Oh, okay.
So I have to talk with an attorney on Monday about it. Just to see, but I mean, I would assume it's probably a few $100s to set up the contract. Probably not like anything unmanageable.
Okay.
But a lot of people don't want to do it because a lot of people just want the cash right away. But it helps the seller because, let's say that $200,000. Let's say I bought it in cash. You're not getting $200,000 in cash.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to pay your agent. And you have to pay taxes and capital gains. So you might walk away with like 140. But if you do 200,000 seller finance, you still pay taxes, but there's no agent fees. and you're paying that over, like the tax burden is stretched out over a long period of time.
Yeah.
And most people don't even know what they would do with the cash that they get from their house. A lot of people, like one of the people on my team, they told me that people in the area are selling their houses because the market's really hot and they get the cash and then they can't buy into the current market, so they have to rent. So they're like, oh, I'll sell my house for 400 grand, and then they sell their house for 400 grand. They walk away with 325, and then they can't buy any house in their neighborhood or like in their city. Then they just have to go rent to our landlord just because they did things like that. So
Yeah.
the hardest part I heard yesterday, the hardest part of real estate is that there's so many ways to win. That's the hardest part.
Yeah, I mean,
Because you just get analysis paralysis. I mean, there's a lot of ways to fuck up, but there's a lot of ways to win. You can do seller finance, you can do wholesaling, you can do rental properties, you can do Airbnbs, you can do house flips, you can do acquisition stuff, you can do development stuff, you can do Section 8. There's a lot of ways to win. So, it depends on the person. I mean, I know people who do Airbnbs. I know someone from Indiana. She owns.
Wait. What kind of margins can you get on Airbnb? Like, it doesn't seem that high, but maybe I'm wrong.
No,
Depends on the location.
where you are.
I mean, I know someone who makes $80,000 a year from an Airbnb.
Yeah, but what's the
Just
mortgage?
depends on. I don't know. I do not. I mean, he's making $80,000 a year, like profit before taxes.
What?
Because he's booking the Airbnb like $500
revenue. You're saying revenue, not profit.
Yeah, because like he could make 80K from his rentals, but like he owes.
Oh, revenue. So yeah, he's profit like probably like 45, 50.
Yeah. Okay.
I got my terms
Not
messed
bad.
up.
It's not
Yeah,
bad.
his revenue is like 70, 80. And he told me he makes enough. Well, he has 2 Airbnbs.
Mm-hmm.
He lives in Houston. He has an Airbnb in Maine and Oregon. He rents it out to travel nurses.
Oh, interesting.
So, I don't know. So yeah, he's profiting like 30, 40, 50,000. He makes enough where his wife doesn't have to work. So he told me.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, but you know, you can have an Airbnb and nobody booked it. So, I know another lady. She has an Airbnb in Florida, like near the beach, and it's like a $650,000 house, and she makes like 50, 60 grand a year.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. It just depends. Depends on where it is. Depends on when you book it. I mean, it's more expensive on the weekends to book it. Like for people to live in it on the weekends, it's more expensive for them, and like closer to holidays and all that stuff.
Yeah,
So it just depends.
that's cool.
All depends. But I don't know.
Yeah, seller's finance is what sounds interesting. I mean, if you could get someone to accept like a 0% interest rate.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Let's say you've been trying to sell your house for 6 months for $300,000, and the highest bid you've gotten is $220,000. And a random guy you've never met before says, "I'll give you $300,000. It just won't be today, and I can give you $25,000 in cash today, and we can sell or finance the rest."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're down and out, I'd be more open to do it.
for sure.
It just depends on the person and their situation. So some people, I mean, if you lose your job and you're gonna foreclose on the house, your credit's gonna get fucked up. You might just be like, "Fuck it, I need to get rid of the house."
I mean, you don't have any moral issues like that. That almost feels like usury, like 0%. That's like that is.
Well,
so
no,
good.
you're helping other people get out of debt, or not out of debt, but out of their hardship. It doesn't have to be 0% interest. That's just what I'm looking for. It can be 1% interest. It can be 2% interest.
Yeah, that's.
It
Still
just needs
amazing.
your payment to them needs to be enough where you can cash flow the property, or it's a waste of time. So if you can't cash flow the property to pay them back, then it's just a waste of time.
Yeah.
Because I would do the seller finance and I would rent it out to someone and then pay back the seller with the. I wouldn't be making these payments with my own blood, sweat, and tears. I have a tenant. So.
Yeah.
No, I'm still worrying about it. There's a guy I listen to. His name's Pace Morby, and he's bought 900 houses by using seller finance and the other thing.
Yeah.
Because with banks, it's really strict, and it takes forever to close with banks. So that's another thing too. Some people might do seller finance because they can close on the property faster. Because the bank's gonna take you 45 days
Yeah.
from the time they accept your offer to like whatever. It's gonna be like 45 days. You gotta go through the paperwork. They gotta send this. You gotta send that. But seller finance, you just work with the attorney. You set the terms.
Well, what are the
Or
risks?
you.
Like, Yeah, what are the risks? Obviously, there are some risks that you're incurring here.
For the buyer or for the seller?
For you, the seller finance.
So me as like I'm basically buying the property as is. So sometimes you don't get an inspection.
Okay.
So, if you buy a property, you pay the seller what they want. If the house is shitty, then you might have to make repairs.
So wait, why can't you inspect it first?
I mean, you can. It's just gonna speed up it's gonna make the closing time longer.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it though. You can put it in the contract as a contingency. Then it might scare the seller off. Because they're like, oh, well... Because let's say you have it in your contract. The property has to pass an inspection for you to buy it.
Yeah.
And then the seller's like, oh shit, well, I know there's something wrong with it. Interesting, yeah. What if they're like, oh, I know this leak is going to be there or something, or this mold or this water damage is going to be here in this room. Like, what if they see that and then they don't take it?
Yeah.
And the seller might pull away and be like, oh yeah, I'm not really interested. It just depends. That's why people do cash offers, because cash offers usually buy as is.
Right.
So if you want the $300,000, they come to you with a paycheck and say, I will give you $300,000. We don't need to do an inspection and appraisal. Sometimes they do, but that's why people like cash offers, because you can close in like a week. You can sell the house in a week. But with the bank, you gotta wait 45 days, and then, yeah. Or 30 to 45, I don't know, it depends. Sometimes your bank can speed it up, sometimes it can't. It just depends on the bank and the seller, and then you, because you gotta get documents and all that stuff. So, I don't know.
Yeah, sounds good, man. Good luck. Good luck in your venture. Are you ever going to do the traditional real estate strategy of just buying a house and borrowing against your equity and just buying another house and doing that forever until you own like 50 properties?
Huh. I've thought about it.
I would maybe wait until. Game.
Yeah, I've thought about it, but I don't know. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of hard work. I'm just gonna buy stocks, not think too hard. Easy game.
You can do that, just stocks can't perform with real estate. It's not even close. I mean, I have stocks too, for like the dividends, but stocks don't even come close to returns in terms of real estate.
Well, for the last...
Real estate is a multifaceted asset. What were you saying?
I mean, if you look at the last 20, 30, 50 years, like, they've been pretty close.
I don't even think it's close, bro.
Yeah, they are.
I think it's close. When you consider all the returns of real estate, I mean, if you're looking at only appreciation, then sure, I guess it's neck and neck.
Yeah.
But we're talking about everything else. So, like, appreciation, cash flow, depreciation, equity buildup, loan payoff. There's a bunch of shit that goes into it.
Yeah, I'm saying all that included when you calculate your ROI. Stocks.
All that included,
Yeah.
stocks aren't even close.
Yeah,
Stocks aren't even. They're not even in the same room.
I mean, stocks have been earning like 11% a year. They've been doing really well.
Yeah. So like, houses in my hometown went up 31% in the last year.
Yeah, of course. Like, if you look at the last few years, that's true. Like, houses have been doing amazing.
I mean, I'm not like anti-stock. I'm just saying like they can't compete with real estate. It's not even close. And it takes forever to get rich with stocks.
No.
Gotta go, guys.
Alright, later. Yeah, not really, man. You double your money every 7 years, about.
Yeah, but okay, so in this example here, equity from appreciation, let's say 6% a year, cash flow, and you can increase the rent by 5%, and you're building on equity every single year. But the stock goes up 6 to 10% a year.
Yeah.
So you're literally increasing your money by 11% on average.
Yeah.
With real estate.
Yeah, that's what you get on stocks as well.
Yeah, but rents went up 14% last year. Stocks didn't go up
I understand
14% last year.
I understand. Like in the last
So
year.
let's say you raised your rent 14%.
Yeah.
Huh? Let's say you raised your rent 14% and your house went up 30%.
Mm-hmm.
You just made 44% in a year.
Yeah, but that could happen with stocks too.
When has the S&P ever made 44% in a year?
The S&P specifically, I don't think that's happened, but you don't have to buy the S&P.
I don't know. S&P is just
Index.
a way to see the whole market.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, there's individual stocks that go up a lot.
Yeah, I mean my Bitcoin.
It's not consistent.
Yeah, my Bitcoin was up 10,000%, but I don't think it's a better investment than the S&P.
Yeah, but it's not consistent. Real estate, you can increase your rents like 5% guaranteed every year.
No, yeah, I understand what you're saying. I agree that like if you're willing to put in the work, you can definitely do better than stocks in real estate. Like if you just want to be lazy like me and just make money, stocks is the way to go.
Yeah.
Because like you're putting a lot of work into increasing the value of your real estate.
Not real. I mean, why do you say that?
I mean, you're like talking to people, selling things, negotiating. You're doing a lot of work. I'm not doing any work. I just buy the stock and I wait.
Yeah, but once I buy the first property, the work gets easier. Then I just borrow the equity and then I do the same shit I did the first time. And when I want to buy the third property,
yeah, you're dealing.
And
with
the thing
tenants.
is economies of scale. I don't deal with tenants. The property manager does.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The property manager deals with that. So I will outsource dealing with tenants to my property manager.
All right. So like, what if when a tenant's like, oh yeah, we need major repairs on the roof, $20K. Like you're the one making that decision, right?
You said what?
Yeah. Let's say one of your tenants like tells you that your house needs major repairs. Like you got to replace the roof. That's $20K. You're the one making that decision, right?
Making that decision on if it gets repaired or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're still making decisions. You're still doing things.
But why does the roof need 20K worth of work?
I don't know. It's just a random example.
My insurance would cover it.
Okay.
I pay my little $1,000 deductible and the insurance covers the rest.
So you don't renovate your homes to increase their value?
No, I will, but it's not going to be like because the tenant said so. It'll be when I feel like it needs renovations.
Right. Like,
But my goal is to buy houses. My goal is to buy houses that don't need renovations.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So that's part of the home warranty. I pay like $900 a year, and then the home warranty covers up to $7,000 in appliances.
Mm-hmm.
And then for systems, everything is like to like. Well, everything's like to like. So if I have a black refrigerator from a certain brand, my home warranty company is going to give me a black refrigerator from that brand.
Yeah. I guess your only risk is for interest rates to spike. That's like the weakness of that strategy.
Doesn't matter if you use seller finance.
True.
Because as interest rates go up, people have to sell their houses. Which means they get desperate, which means they'll take basically... I mean, you ask the seller, what number do you want me to give you?
Yeah.
They tell you.
Yeah.
So, like, 2008, seller finance was super easy. Fucking housing market's collapsing. Yeah, you just ask people, oh, your house is only worth $80,000, but you paid $150 for it? I'll give you $150.
Yeah.
I'll give you $30,000 today, and we can seller finance the other $120.
Yeah.
That's a cupcake. That's super easy.
Damn, man, I kind of want to...
Would you turn that down if your house was worth... Yeah, would you turn that down if your house was only worth 80 and you paid 170 for it?
Take that. Like, you take that every time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, if your house only appraises for 80, so yeah, I'll give you the price you paid for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I guess because they don't understand interest and... yeah. I would take that, yeah. If I was really desperate. But goddamn, like 0% over 20 years, that is such a rape. That is crazy.
But you're getting the price that you want, though.
Yeah, you are, but like they don't understand.
Well, that's
they don't understand.
part of me doing a favor.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Well, it doesn't have to be 0%. I mean, some people do like 4% or 2% or 3%. The seller would decide.
Yeah.
I mean, I would push for 0%. Think about this. Even if I pay more than what it's worth right now, it's going to appraise in value. And also, I'm paying straight principal from day one.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not making... Because when you do a 30-year mortgage, the first 10 years of your mortgage is straight interest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that.
If it's 0% or 1% interest, I'm paying like straight principal.
Yeah, it's all equity. It's beautiful.
Exactly. You gotta learn how to take advantage of the world, brother.
Yeah, I do.
Opportunities out there to make. I mean, some people don't like it, but I'm literally doing you a favor. I'm giving you the price that you paid for.
Mm-hmm.
Or sometimes you can get people like 50 to 60%. So let's say your house is only worth 80,000, but you paid 212,000. Oh shit, 212,000 for it, and I say I'll give you 65% of that. So I will give you $137,000 in cash right now.
Yeah.
Your house is only worth 80.
Yeah.
And we'll seller finance the rest. It's a bargain for the seller. It's a bargain for me, the buyer.
Yeah.
I can digest the 212,000 longer, and they can. Yeah, I don't have to come up with that money right now.
Yeah. I mean, this is why people don't like Jewish people. There's nothing
I'm not
wrong
Jewish.
with it. No, I know.
I'm black.
You're black?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like, I mean, I'm just saying Jewish people are, like, really good at these kind of things. So that's why people don't like Jewish people. I like Jewish people. But yeah. If you understand the numbers, like, yeah, it's such a big advantage. Because most people don't understand any of this. They don't know, like, they don't even know what their interest rate is on their mortgage.
Yep. We just play into people's emotions.
Yeah. Man,
And then you're gonna hear people say like, "Oh, you're overpaying for the house," but if you would have paid, let's say you would have paid, so me paying 212, and let's say you pay like 180, but you have 5% interest, you're gonna pay more than me anyways.
Yeah.
I'm paying straight principal, so it's straight equity.
Man, has anyone ever told you you don't sound black at all? You sounded like the whitest guy I've ever heard.
I hear that all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know how to respond to that. I don't know what a white person sounds like.
Like that.
I guess. I just educate myself. Life's too short to be poor forever.
Yeah, that's right.
Think about this. If there's a recession, you can buy 50 houses doing this shit. Just, if there's like a 2008 level event, you're not going to run out of people to buy houses from. Everyone's shit's going to be foreclosing.
I don't see that happening though, but yeah.
I don't either, but let's just say I was, you know, my age now in 2008,
God.
and I knew what I know now. Yeah, I'd be fucking multi-millionaire.
I
I'd
know,
have like
I know.
$100 million in property. I would just buy up whole neighborhoods
I know.
using seller finance. I would just be like, oh, what did you pay for this? You paid 200. It's only worth 111. I'll give you 212. Boom, buy the house. You paid what for this? You paid 500K. It's only worth 350. I'll give you 500K.
Yep.
Buy that house.
I mean, in 2008, it was even worse than that. I remember like being in Florida and I seeing houses foreclosed for like 15K. They were going for 15K. I was like, man, like I want to buy that so badly, but I didn't have any money back then.
Life's a finesse, brother.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, JFS?
The foreclosed houses are easier because they're from the banks, and the banks don't want the house.
Mm-hmm.
The banks will take the house if you don't pay them, but the bank doesn't want the house.
Yeah.
That's why they give you 120.
Let me be right back in a minute.
The other person's still in here.
Alright, I'm back. Oh, shit.